Hey guys, what's up? Grand Rising. Hope y'all feeling good. Glad to be alive. We're breathing, eyes are functioning, able to see this market like the beautiful thing that it is, you know. Today, as always, we will be tested on our patience, on our confidence, All right, clarity. So let's have a good session. Let's dive in there. Okay, let's get the screen share going. All right, life's good over here. So, man, market's been melting all of London session, Tokyo session. It's just been an absolute meltdown, right? Slowly but surely trickling its way down. I actually took a shot at buys with Dow in this order block. We got a decent reaction. I wanted to see it move up a little bit more, so I didn't end up moving my stop. I kind of could have, could have taken a reduced loss, but I ended up just taking a complete loss. And then I had to take out Maya pretty late. She woke me up at like 3:45 in the morning. And so I kind of was looking at buying over here, but the structure just wasn't that great. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna go back to sleep. Reacted actually really well. So would have been nice, but was not reality here. So all's good. At this point, I mean, we've seen some pretty aggressive movement continuing to go to the downside. Dow's still bearish. NQ didn't quite make any higher highs here. There's liquidity. So I didn't love this buy right here. There's a little dip. I think we could still go down further. So I'm still avoiding buying. And then S&P is still going lower and is actually below London lows now. So with that being said, we've seen gold continue to work its way down, just swept Tokyo lows, New York lows as well, and silver is still above Tokyo lows. So possibly, buys are all counter trend against indices, against metals. Obviously, shorts have a better outlook in the market right now, but it's about being able to find the right setup, which I don't really have. So where am I at right now? As I'm looking at all of these, to be fair, I kind of like this Dow sell up here. If we can trade down here for a bit longer, and I know we might be getting tired of shakeout trades here, but we do see Dow take out Tuesday the 14th's low finally. So we just cracked below here, trading down over to this range. So is there a shakeout setup here that could form now that Dow has taken out these lows? Once it got below 52,250, for me, it's all right. Can you prove yourself to be looking for a shakeout? So if we were to quickly move on up, then I'm up for it. Could be the case. If it makes its case, right? But I need to see this prove itself. Otherwise, there's no trade to take. We're not even considering that. So whenever I give you guys ideas, a lot of times it's it still requires more work, more confirmations. So I like to map out the future so I'm ready for it, but it doesn't mean that's what I will trade. We need confirmations, right? The market's got to prove itself to us, and that's the most important thing. So indices kicking off. We're about to see New York open, so let's see how this all opens up over here. So off the rip, we're getting NQ pumping. We're seeing Dow just chilling. So nothing much going on there. Dow actually going lower. Okay, bear structure continues. Metals starting to go higher. The argument, I think, so for example, we just saw gold take out New York and Tokyo lows. And then after gold breaks these lows, it's kind of been squeezing and moving sideways. So this isn't my favorite setup ever, but I do see a world, there we go, where gold could take the low and then want to reverse out of here. So it's sweeping liquidity right now. Silver has better structure. It's holding much better. So as much as this is taking out liquidity and gold could reverse, I don't think, I don't want to get in front of this thing. I don't want to counter trend something that isn't really having the most confirmations either. So again, and you're going to see this consistently from my channel, my live trading sessions. I say no to a lot of setups that a lot of traders would say yes to. So I'm just okay with being at peace with that. I'm okay with saying no. Adobe still pushing 237 now. All right, we like to see that. Adobe gapped up a little more. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's see this thing keep going. Can we get 250 soon? All right, I'm not going to focus too much on stocks yet. I want to keep my eyes out on indices. So NQ with the rejection, man, strong rejection of this push down right there. Clean move. I didn't go for this, as you guys know. Structure just wasn't good enough for me. So I'm like, whatever. Now, not only are we getting NASDAQ to push higher, now we're finally seeing Dow do the same thing. So Dow now finally starting to rally and with more momentum. So this is the beginning of what could be what I was talking about earlier, where I was saying, hey, you know what? We just might be looking for the shakeout trades, right? We had the market finally clear the low of the week, which was Tuesday's low, after building up all of this liquidity. So now that it's swept all of this, I mean, I'm game. If this can continue to be bullish, then we can see something like this, right? This is now what has a potential. We don't marry potential. We got to see potential prove itself. And then we can go for a little bit more. All right. So that's right now how Dow's looking. S&P and NQ relatively bearish, both working their way down while Dow is still proving itself to be bullish. I wonder, and just zooming out for you guys a little bit, S&P has these like key areas, key level structure that still haven't broken. So like I've been talking about, we've seen the market try to go bullish a couple times, but it just loses momentum. And so when that happens, typically we also like the previous low, if the high fails, then the low has a chance of failing as well. And I think that's what we're going to end up seeing here. So S&P in that, moving that way. And then NQ is about to take out June's low from Wednesday, June 10th. And then we have Tuesday, June 9th over here. So if we're seeing high levels of liquidity swept first, and let's say Dow is still holding up on this trade, like it has potential, okay, then we could be in the market for that buy and for a lot of reasons. So it's just kind of, I'm just holding up, just waiting. Silver going lower. Here I have the Tokyo lows, right, that I wanted to see this break below. So we still want to see Tokyo lows there. Oh, you know what? Hopefully I muted this. Otherwise, you guys this stream has sucked the whole time. Okay, cool. I did mute the sound. I was like, oh man, is it one of those things where I'm speaking the whole time and they can't hear me and and all that? Okay, so silver pushing lower. Gold did come into this, all right, cool. I think we're back now. That was really unfortunate timing, but all right. Guess that's okay. All right, so we're seeing, like I wanted to show you guys, we're about to see S&P clear like these lows. I mean, they're so close. And then we're seeing NQ. NQ just broke below all of these levels. So reversal territory is now definitely possible. So now I want to see a couple different things out of Dow. I really want to see, for this to be a valid setup, I want us to start getting these confirmations over here, just holding structure down. And look at the massive difference. Like, it's just flying over here. Absolutely ripping. So the buys would look great over here. Just a matter of time. Now I know we have Dow flying up and NQ going down. So is it still fair to look for a sell over here? Would that still play out? I don't think it's worth it for me. Yes, we're going with the trend, so could it still play out? I mean, honestly, if you wanted to go like a half risk or something, I kind of get it. I get it. The trade that I really wanted to take, but everything froze, was gold. Here we are. Gold absolutely ripped out of this zone. So the trade I was looking for, because I wanted to just see confirmations from kind of what silver was doing, was this. And then this thing just goes absolutely berserk. So over a 6R hit on gold without us, which is lovely. Just absolutely lovely. We love this. So gold takes out some liquidity, trades up to this range. London highs and Tokyo highs, still possible, to be fair. Silver or Dow working its way all the way up to here. You're also at the same time starting to see NQ work its way up slowly. So yeah, I'm not looking to sell here. Dow has way too much momentum, so this is not how my plan goes. I don't sell the bull between the indices. Now I'm gonna just wait for the market to work its way back. So here, let's see. Yeah, so now I'm gonna wait. Maybe some of you will take a sell here, but it's just not my kind of trade. So I'm at peace with not being involved there. And as we've seen, right, the market opened really nicely. Here was New York Open. New York Open just drove price up before everything came crashing down again. If we have good structure for NQ on the downside, then we have another type of trade here, right? So if we maintain lower lows, maybe we look for shorts. Dow just took out London highs. It looks like it's gonna go for maybe New York highs too. Or no, London highs here. Here's where Dow had a huge pump, right? Huge move up before it all dropped. So right here we had a good amount of support, drove up, and then this thing just crashed. So with this taking out London highs and trading into this order block, I mean, there's a chance the market reverses out of here. But do you want to sell what has the most bullish momentum? It's not my preference. Definitely not my preference. While NQ is only going lower. All right, while all of that is doing its thing, we can take a look at oil. Now I talked about oil here, and here was the breakdown that I was sharing with the syndicate team last night. It's like, all right, guys, let's take a look at structure. We were able to take a buy in this zone over here, right? Thursday. Yeah, all right, cool. So we took a buy position in here, which played out really nice. And so the market takes out the high. So let's go from left to right. That's the best way you're going to understand how money is flowing through the market at any given time. So it clears the highs, liquidating these retail sellers. Great. But then it fails. So over here, at this moment, this is where we have, right, the higher temporary high, right? So this is what I call like a false high. This is a false high. This is where they sell you weed, but you're actually just smoking, what do they call it? What is it called? Oregano. So this is a false high right here. Clears that. There's no demand, no structure up here. There's nothing going on. Stream's gone again? No, it's back. All right, make sure you're live. What? It looks good on my end. It's weird. Oh, the chat is lagging. That's why. Okay, I see. Yeah, it was just the chat catching up. All right, cool. So, anyways, welcome back, everybody. Took the W. Okay, good. Hello, everybody. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, this high here. Let me just have these indices in my line of sight and my other page over here. All right, cool. Before I go through this explanation. So this is a false high because we have a very weak high over here, you know. When this happens, then the previous low, especially the inner, like this inner structure, this is more vulnerable to losing. And even this one can still not work as well. But when you see there is like structure within it, so this inner range, and it breaks this structure, then actually you can set up the trade below pretty well. Because now this liquidity is used to drive the market. So we see this high here, and then it breaks below. But guess what? Then this low right here, it looks like, oh, is this a lower low? It got below this one, so are we bearish now? But same thing here, this low is here very briefly. So does price trade down here to establish a downtrend? Or does price trade down here to capture liquidity? That's the real question here. And in my opinion, it only comes down here to take these lows out just for this to rally again. And so it does. Now, people are looking to buy here because of this low. They go, oh, lower lows. Okay. Clearly, this doesn't hold. And we have another low here now. So this lower low doesn't work. And if these lows aren't strong, if these don't have that much demand, then this previous high also is going to be weak. So is this entry here a valid setup? If the lower low is invalid, the setup is much weaker, half R at most, if not completely disqualified. So I didn't end up taking this because we had it happen twice, where the market tried to get to these levels again, and it still doesn't hold below the low. It came down and back up again. So this, by this point, This is no longer valid. And really, what we see is how well the market pushed down for then the continuation. So this actually left, excuse me, excuse me guys. Oh, I guess I can mute this thing. Can I mute this thing? Actually, I don't know if I can. Just kidding. But this now sets up so we can clearly see how there was a liquidity sweep here, taking out the lows, continuation, higher highs are now set. So yeah, hopefully that helps you better understand when structure is valid, when it's not. And right now, we've been trading up here for the last hour or so. So the better that it stays up here and the longer, the more valid this setup becomes over here. And then we can just set our alerts and we'll wait for this to eventually happen. All right, does that make sense? Tradeovate having technical issues right now. Again? Tradeovate the prop firm side or Tradeovate, just Tradeovate in general? How do you guys know? Can't trade on TradingView. Are you trading directly on Tradeovate, or what prop firms do you guys have? The ones that are struggling with that. Let's see if I got an email. Don't say anything on my end. All right, so now pulling up gold, and so why would I take this trade? That's what I think, Karen, you're asking. What would make this valid? So this is kind of a shakeout, right? It takes out the lows, Tokyo lows, New York lows, comes back in. It's building consolidation. It's squeezing over here. And then from there, we were looking at silver. So let's zoom out a little bit, right? So here's where gold came to. And also, gold took out the lows from over here, June 29th, all that good stuff. Silver, on the other hand, has been way below all of this range the whole time. So silver has been more bearish for forever, right? Like we've been trading down here back into these levels since like November or something like that. So we hadn't traded down here in a hot minute. But more importantly, I wanted to see some of these lows broken. So I was really gonna have conviction on that gold buy if we would have broken below the Tokyo low. That's really would have been it. But remember what I just talked about. Here you have the low, comes up, comes down. So now this looks like it's the structure. Here's like the inner liquidity. So when it broke this one, now it broke liquidity here. So that was the green light. This happens at exactly like 8:35. And look at how gold sets up at 8 that same moment. So liquidity is taken out here from this low, because like I just said this, right? If this high is weak here, then the previous one, like if this one can't hold its structure, then the previous low also can struggle quite a bit. So we saw it break below, and the timing of this being so perfect with gold is what makes the difference here. Well now, okay, so cool, all that being said, silver is on a mission. Silver is pushing up here. It's got this London high that it could break above. That would take out quite a bit of liquidity. It's got here, if we wanted to draw up A little bit of trend line action. It's kind of breaking through this right now as well. So, I mean, where can the market get to, right? Gold pushing, making its move. Now gold is a lot less aggressive, a lot less bullish. Gold flew to take out all of these highs. Some of you might be considering maybe a shakeout sell with gold. The reason I'm a little bit more cautious on doing that is because we still have liquidity here. Like we have these London highs, Tokyo highs. There's just a lot still on the line, in my opinion. And these are pretty clear signs. Like I know there's a lot of retail money sitting up here. So I feel like there's more incentive for price to get above this than to stay within this range. Trading views I'm working. I got the alert on Trading View and an alert on Trader Sync. Lucid. Yeah, I can't log in. Okay, so it might be a Lucid thing then. Let's see. I don't know if you guys use, I'm on their Discord just when they have like moments like this. Where is this thing? I think I have their Discord, maybe not. TopStep, Tradeify. I might actually not have theirs. Oh, Apple just overtook Nvidia as the most valuable company in the world. Interesting. All right, let's see. I don't see anything on their Twitter, but anyways, hopefully it works out. All right, so pumped. Dow's now trading into this massive pump up that I said, you know, there could be something here. But a lot of low-hanging fruit. Why do you have that order block highlighted rather than the liquidity sweep above? For which one? For what asset? You have this one too. This is a good one. Actually, hold on. GC. Both work. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not that this one's better than that one. They're both good opportunities. Yeah. Both work. But I'll show you why I have this one marked up just in general. So here, at this point, so let's go over here. Let's walk this through here. This was just the open of CPI or PPI, was it? What was it? Was it yesterday? I don't remember. Anyways, but there was a 7:30 a.m. pump here with gold. So I just had this marked up as we were looking at yesterday's price action, just to see. More so, it was for a take profit strategy than an exit, than an entering for sales strategy. So I was looking at what the market was doing here. More than anything, that was like the main thing. And then, yeah, that was really it. So. So the market working its way over to here. So for example, let's say we're looking at silver, because silver also has, I think around the same timing, a big pump up before it drops. So I kind of want to just see overall, like I don't necessarily have to take entries at these zones. These are just points of interest. So if there's like, let's say, let's say we have like silver taking out London highs or like trading up into this range, right? Here we had just a massive move for silver before it drops. This was Thursday, right? Coming up, and then it just started to bleed out. So let's say we were to trade up to here, and then gold's also trading up here as well. But let's say gold is trading just slower, like, you know, silver's way up here, and then gold's taking its sweet ass time. Then I might be more open to selling, you know, gold, or vice versa. So it's just zones that I have marked up that have smart money in there. Obviously, there's zones like this one, like the higher one that you mentioned here. This one clears up a lot more money, a lot more liquidity. So I definitely prefer sells up here, like for sure. This is much, much cleaner, way more money. I think we could see a better idea out of here. So I prefer that higher zone. And then if we're looking at gold and silver, gold already traded out of this big pump that silver hasn't yet, right? We haven't even gotten here yet. So that silver setup, yeah, looks pretty good. Because the high up here for gold is Thursday around 7 a.m. Whereas silver around 7 a.m. is like way up here. So we'll kind of see how this moves along, where price gets up to. But right now, silver has just so much momentum. S&P, so indices kind of following suit with metals, just still absolutely ripping. And this is also why I wasn't really interested in this NQ short anymore. Because look at how quickly this dropped down and then came right back up. So structure here, like it wasn't like, oh, yes, was it below the previous low for 15 minutes? Sure. But look at the shape and the move, like aggressive movement down and up. That doesn't help us. Hold on, guys, there's an alarm going off. Let me turn this off. Okay. So yeah, when you see it go below, it's not just like, okay, oh, it's down here. It's okay, well, what's the motive? It came down for a reason. And I was telling you guys exactly why the market was gonna matter if it breaks below this low. Right? This was clearing that June low. This is a massive, massive one. Like, look at how the market gets down to here, and then it fails to make a higher high. So tackling this low out makes so much sense. For a second, I thought this was all a dream on Tradeovate being down and missing out on NQ buy. Yeah. So right here, right, good structure. Never sets, right? We don't get that. It came up and down. So when you see this aggressive movement, that's where you want, like, it's just tricking you. This is capturing liquidity. So I wish I would have had an entry model here, right? Like I just don't have that. It's not something I've studied or practiced to be able to take a trade somewhere in here. I don't know how or when that would have happened for me. So I didn't, and that's fine. Right now, lately, it's just ripping. So we're seeing NQ pick up more steam. Look at the difference from like 845, right? 845 comes in, and then NQ just goes absolutely bonkers, while Dow is still actually holding this down, just kind of chilling right here. So is there a chance that this Dow trade actually works? Honestly, yeah, there is a chance. If we get this London high sweep on NQ and Dow is still kind of just holding this down, I'm honestly not against this trade. It looks a little sketchier for MYM because it's got this wick up here, but YM on its own, I mean, it looks good. So let's see if we have NQ like break this high. Where does that take Dow? Because right now, look at this. S&P just took out the London high, trading up to here. NQ getting pretty damn close. So liquidity sweeps happening. A part of me wants to even pull the trigger possibly now, but I'm going to remain a little bit patient for a little bit longer. I want to see if NQ can take out these highs, but it's definitely taking out this liquidity. And the only reason I'm even considering this remotely is because of that. We took out the inner range, right? So what did we talk about? Here was the high. Here's the lower low that didn't really do this. So that means that this one is vulnerable to failing. But this one could play out. And now that S&P has taken out liquidity and Q is taking out this liquidity, I'm actually going to short this. And I'm going to do a small risk first. So I'm going with smaller risk here first. We're having technical issues. Oh, excellent. That's right. We just talked about that. All right, cool. So, well, that's okay. Because when that is the case, then if you have other accounts, I mean, now's your time to shine, folks. If you do. If not, then, you're cooked. But that's all you can do. So let's see if Tradify ones will open. Yeah, Tradify one's good to go. Cool. TopStep ones should be fine. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna switch up this screen. Can I get this trade in front of you guys? 1 second. Let's see here. Oh, interesting. So it's a Tradivate and can you trade directly on Tradivate if you're logged into Lucid though? That's the question. It looks like you can. So if you did want to take trades, I mean, remember guys, you can always just go directly to the source. So you can take your position with, if you wanted to, obviously, like let's say you have some other trades, you can just go to Tradivate directly. Like you don't have to trade through the TradingView integration. Cool. Let's see. All right. So NQ getting higher and higher, getting closer and closer to taking out London highs. In the meantime, Dow is holding this up. So I feel like we have maybe one more pump. I put half my risk here just before we get, if like I haven't put my full risk in. I'm in at half with this NQ short. I feel like, or this Dow short. I'm like, I'm willing to see what this is all about now that we've it looked like price action was flipping. I could be wrong and then it just goes bullish. That's why I'm not super chasing this trade or anything like that. Don't need to necessarily, you know, like it's all good over here. S&P could lose some gas with this last pump up here. This is kind of you had an order block where we had support. So reversals out of this range also looked pretty promising. But if you really want to wait this out, be super patient, then really what you have going on is I'm not sharing my screen. Love that. I knew that the whole time. I just wanted to see if you guys could see it yourself. Huh? I know. I am pretty handsome. So yeah, what I was saying was if you wait it out and you get NQ to take out these highs, then you'll have probably a much better chance, as long as Dow is still within the range and is still making lower, still below this structure here. So if you want to wait that out, I don't think it's a bad idea, guys. I took a smaller risk because I was just open to kind of seeing, let's see, 52,795. Is that where I'm at? The stop is at 52,796. All right. So NQ just took out those highs. Let's see if it plays out. All right, hanging on for dear life here with the stop, you know, above these Tokyo highs there, right over here. So you got the stops right there. Not too much of a, I think I have 30-point stop from where we're at right now, to 52,799-ish. NQ above, you know, sweeping all of this, holding it down. I wonder if this is kind of where NQ might slow down or not. So let's see it out, you know. So starting to drop. This may just have some sort of life to it. We shall see. We shall see, my friends. S&P up in that range. Let's see, where are metals? Metals chilling. Gold looking more and more like, kind of like a shakeout here. Okay. Silver took all of this out, so it took out these stops, these like lower highs here. I feel like I maybe would have liked gold a bit better if he traded down here for a little bit longer, but gold selling off wouldn't entirely surprise me. Oil, strong, bullish structure, great. And then Dow's picking up now, going higher, while NQ now is doing what looks like would be a possible shakeout. So I just got stopped out over here. just got tagged out. All right. All right, so London highs are swept on NQ. Sorry, I just had to manage my trade on the other side. And now that London highs are swept, excellent. Dow is refusing to go lower. So there was just a brief time where Dow was starting to switch over its correlation and be a bit bearish, but I guess that was just a trap. It is what it is. Sometimes I get that wrong. But now that we took out London highs here and NQ is starting to lose momentum, this is where if we end up, again, getting something like this, then we can look for the sell-off. Whether it's here or we're going to go even lower. And then on the other side of the page, what we do have here, so now that this is done its thing, what we have over here is this buy for Dow is really, really looking great for the future. Whether, I don't know if it's going to happen today, but maybe next week. If it doesn't happen today, then yeah, this looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, and this is another type of entry where I don't love, I guess, taking this trade just because Dow, again, seems to be what's the most bullish. But this is where a lot of support was being created, tons and tons of support. Here was the last push up before everything just absolutely collapsed. So a lot of times you will see these types of setups reverse. However, considering that Dow is the most bullish, this is very much a vulnerable sell-off up here. But this happens at around like 11:45 a.m. yesterday. That was kind of the last push up before everything dropped. It was like right around here. That was like this price action for NQ, which we're extremely far away from. And then you have S&P, which had something similar, like way over here. So let's say Dow ends up in this range, and for whatever reason, we have some sort of setup here with NQ, that could be worth taking. But doesn't look like we have that yet. If anything, this is the other order block that we have. So look at the market here. Sitting right around support. It bounces one more time before it does this absolutely legendary meltdown. This was Tokyo session. This is like 2 hours after Trump's speech. The market just completely sells off. So are these mitigation setups? No. Not in the traditional way where it sweeps liquidity to drop. This, in my opinion, these entice buyers, but for different reasons, like based off of support, and then it absolutely collapses. So I still think these are worth watching, worth seeing the market through, seeing what is in store here. I'd say take these on a demo if you kind of want to see a different type of like order block in play and how well that would reject or play out or not. So if you're not familiar with like trading, I don't have a name for this kind of model, but this is like support, support, support. So this is enticing the buyers, and then it just collapses. So this is like the last enticement in off support. So you know those, like you have those engulfing, the big move, and then it just that was like just the final trap before it moves. So these ones, yeah, these have potential. Thank you, sir. You are greatly appreciated. Yeah, so we'll see. Again, guys, don't feel like you need to trade. But if you're kind of learning something new, you're seeing things differently, then I think that has a lot of value. Like you can just watch the nature of the market, take trades under simulated environments, so you still feel like you're getting you're still in the game, you're still trading, but it may not count for anything. But sometimes all we want a little bit of action. You want to just get in the game. So one way that you can, it's not really defeating uncertainty and impulsivity, but it is at least rerouting it, if you will. As you can just switch over to your demo and you take a trade to see it through, to see what's in store, and that could be useful. So like, I would mark this up, and then you can put this in your journaling and your back testing and those parts of your agenda, of your dashboards, and then you can see it through. So like trades like this, I'm like, all right, I'm definitely seeing, some sort of synchronicities between the market. These lured in tons of buyers before, it just aggressively continued to move in one direction. Like, all right, these are definitely really interesting. So they could be worth tracking. It could be worth seeing more and more of before you just dismiss it. So yeah, these are the kinds of things that, this is how I end up forming ideas, entry models that I end up duplicating and then incorporating into my system. Yeah, so these are trades that I will end up taking between NQ and Dow. I haven't really seen which one yet, haven't really decided. NQ is more bearish in the higher time frame, but right now these are kind of going back and forth. So I might go half risk with each or something. Meanwhile, just looking at metals, I'm like, all right, cool. This is still chilling. London highs can definitely get swept here. So like I've been just showing you guys with structure, when these fail, then the previous one fails, right? If this fails, this lower low doesn't work out so well, this one's more vulnerable to not work out as well. So that's why this up here made more sense. So we had this low here, right, for gold. These lows, not too good looking over here. So these lows can also fail. The likelihood is quite a bit higher. So for the market to trade above this, it makes sense. And that's what can drag, these indices up a little bit more too. Okay, so with all that being said, I talked about taking profit on Intel here the other day. So where are we? I don't even know where it's at. Anyways, there's some pretty big losers. Obviously, you guys are seeing the indice market completely melt down. So these are to be expected. Big gap down for Netflix over here. It's almost in the zone. I wonder if it actually played into it. Here, oh yeah, I think it might have. Just, no, I still think it missed, but. All right, you got earnings here yesterday. So let me actually double check. Let me get my little framework over here. Un momento. I know some of you are in Netflix stock, myself included. Okay. Considering a very, very bearish day, I mean, it looks like Netflix is rallying the same way that indices are in general. Robinhood had a pretty bearish day as well. Snapchat, I'm not in this anymore. Let's see, Tesla, same thing here. Like this here, not very good looking. So this might not also play out. I like Tesla buys below the 363. Intel right here, right? This was the last pump up into the 140s right here, June 30th. I wanted to get some sort of mitigation before I took more off the table. So I did take some profit. I'm still holding this as well. So let's see if this is going to stay here for a brief period of time, this low, or if we're just quickly cracking the low and coming back in for Intel. What's done really well today, despite everything, Duolingo still holding up, Nintendo still holding up over here. We're up, nothing crazy, but a little 5, a little more, 5, 6, 7% on Nintendo. Webull broke the high, came right back down. So today's gonna matter to see how much lower we end up going or if we just keep rallying. You know what might have a short-term dip and then continuation is the Yum brands. These are the ones that were associated with Taco Bell, and I know Taco Bell got a lot of heat because of the whole lettuce and people having explosive diarrhea and all that. So looks like a lot of liquidity, a lot of sideways movement with that. Maybe this is a catalyst to drive it lower for then to get the movement to the upside. It's possible. Let's see, little pullbacks on Klarna, very nice. Streaming platforms are definitely taking a little bit of a hit right now. And then the winners today, well, big losers were Nvidia, because we saw a flip-flop today in market cap. So Nvidia no longer the most valuable company in the planet. Apple takes over once again. SpaceX, again, just getting gutted. And then Apple's up in the last month, 20%, 21%. Yeah. $4.86 trillion market cap, folks. Ain't that something else? The last buys that we talked about are up 90% almost from April 2025. I don't really own much of Apple. Yeah, these like mega market cap ones, I don't really look for. The one I'm interested in is could be if we end up getting all the way down to 180 with Nvidia, then I'm up for that. Like entries below 180 makes sense for me. That would be from the high, a very nice 25% dip from number 2 ranked company in the world. So definitely always open. Those are like conservative, those are the ones that you keep for a long time. You know, those are not short-term plays or anything like that. SpaceX now sitting below market, or IPO now down by 15%. I can see SpaceX getting under $100, and I think under 100 there, under 100, and you start getting actual technical analysis evidence, that could be worth something there. So I said nothing to rush at all. Did anyone end up getting into longs for like metals or indices right around like New York Open time? Like in those first like 10 minutes? Like you just had something, whether it was just a feeling or you guys had a technical idea? Mike, is it too harsh on myself if I get myself undisciplined when a market trade up and forget to set a limit so I miss the trade, or can I give myself a pass on that? Is it undisciplined? I mean, I wouldn't say it's like you broke a discipline. I guess like you didn't go, oh, I know better, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I mean, just weren't organized. You didn't prioritize. It's, I guess, a little different. I would ask myself why. Like, why is it that I didn't treat this as important as I could have? Look at the reflection of the screen through your eyes. That's so funny. Name it trap candle inducement. I feel like I've heard something like that before. I'm not trying to steal anybody's type of thing. Equal highs in the last MM trade. Well, okay, MYM had the equal highs, but YM did not. So, and YM has the true volume. I asked Nancy in Fast Track last night if there's a correlated moving train setup. What does that mean? By taking the one that's the leader, I may back test this. I'm gonna need you to explain that a little bit differently. Yes, I did. Oh, nice, congrats. Love to see it. I didn't know Nancy Pisantes. Hi. You are an OG. You've been around for so long. It's good to see you on here. What was I gonna ask you guys? Okay, so just to make sure, guys, when you're not able to log in through TradingView, remember you have your own Tradeovate accounts. So if all of you didn't take something that you wanted to, like you closed your box a little too much, right? So remember, like if anything goes wrong with TradingView, your actual trading account is on Tradeovate. Right? Like that's actually where the account is. TradingView is the integration. That's what just makes it kind of easier. So, yeah, so just remember, right? Keep your, gotta be nimble. Like when MES is running in one direction, but YM is the laggard, to actually take MES in the direction it's going with some kind of tight stop loss. Yeah, Leia, so, and I think it's just based off of, I'm gonna say this, and this is out of respect, but guys, like you don't have to go make up your own things yet, okay? Like just get good at what you're being taught. Like get that down. You don't have to experiment with a million different things and like start running your own different, like you can do that at some point, like later on for sure, but build the discipline of following the setups that you haven't even closely mastered yet. And this is not just to you, it's just to everybody on here. Like you guys want to run all of these different types of theories because it happened once or maybe twice, and then all of a sudden you're doing a million different things. And it's like, yes, do that, but back test that, do that with the demos, like build a long case study with those, but have that be in the background. Because otherwise you're doing 7 different strategies, you're mastering none of them, and you're confusing yourself between different ideas. Or obviously don't listen to me and just do whatever you want, and then come back to me in a year when you're in the same spot. So that's up to you guys, like 100% harshly. Recency bias can kill a proven system, and you killed it yourself, whereas the market was letting it work over time. Because sometimes you have to just accept the loss for the day so you can win for the week. Sometimes you have to accept the loss for a couple days so you can win for the week or for the month. But like everyone just is so short-sighted, and that's unfair. Not everybody, but you got to be able to zoom out. What do I think about gold buys? Well, Jay, I feel like you end up trading your way anyways, so I don't know if it's useful, but let's see. Because these highs don't break above, that's stopping me from taking these buys. Yeah. If we would have gotten higher highs, I'd be down. Or if we would have just stayed within the structure, I'd also been down. But we broke liquidity, and then now we're starting to make our move. So, yeah, I'm gonna hold off on buying metals. I prefer right now the buy that looks the most likely to play out is Dow. That's the one that makes sense to me. Yeah. Remember, guys, you don't have to make everything work. You have to make something work enough. There's no perfect system. Don't break a profitable system, but trying to make a perfect system. -1R on Dow. It's okay. It's 1R. And I want you guys. I'm gonna do the giveaway right now on the account also. So let me pull that up. So if you left a comment in the video that we just released here, shout out Shelby. Right here, if you guys haven't seen it yet, check it out. This video, honestly, we got a lot of really good feedback about it. We have a new editor helping out here. So these are only gonna keep getting better. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen this one yet, we had a really good chat. And we went through a couple ideas. So if you haven't watched it, definitely do so. But leave a comment, share. You know, you can hit this like button, and then apparently the hype button pops up. So if you hit that, that obviously helps bring more people to this type of knowledge. But yeah, share one here, drop a comment, and then I'm gonna do a giveaway like right now. So I would act fast if I were you. And then here's the cool thing. I'm gonna actually drop another video today. So as soon as I'm done here, I will upload that, and then same thing, we'll run that again. So my goal is to get you guys access to capital as much as I can. I have such a good experience with Tradeify and Lucid, so I do giveaways with those brands. So yeah, shout out to you guys. Yesterday payout came in like 4 hours with Tradeify, so you know, can't be too mad about it. So okay, going to do the giveaway now. So let's go over here. You guys can see it here. There's no bias. One winner. Let's see, unique authors. So no duplicate users. Replies, number of winners. We're gonna go with 1. So let's see here. If you didn't comment yet, you can miss out on your chance of winning. Would be a shame. I'll give you guys like 60 seconds. I'll be fair. And make sure you guys, if you're not already subscribed, or turn on the little bell that's on there. That way you get notifications when new videos go up. We have a really good rhythm going now, so I'm super hyped to just get more value for you guys. And if you haven't registered for the webinar on Monday, it's gonna be so saucy. Easily the best training I've done all year. Easily, like by a long shot. I'm talking about, we're gonna be going into the mind not just the subconscious and conscious mind, but how our brains actually work. We're gonna go through some case studies, and you're gonna feel like I'm swimming in the depths of your emotions, and you're gonna get your mind blown. So anyways, with that being said, let's see who's winning a funded account today. Who's it gonna be? Boom, Leia. Look at that, consistency pays. And I know you've studied this video, I think a couple times. So pretty cool. Sweet, congratulations. Funded account is going your way. I'm excited for you to take advantage of it because I know, you've been doing the fast track here, which guys, fast track does open up for August here soon. So we'll be dropping information on that. But congrats, Leia. I know that you're gonna give it your best shot with this, and you've been getting better and better every single week. So yeah, congratulations. I'll send that your way. All right, so let me go check out the chat. Where is the chat? I think I lost the chat. Where did my chat go? Here we go. Blessed and highly favored. Absolutely. Mike, when you hit stop loss, do you change the zone from long to short, or you cancel some of them? Let's see. What does that mean? Like to delete the trade, to get out of it? Yeah, you can buy. If you're in a sell, you can like buy the contract. That's like how you exit out of it. You just do the opposite of what you did. Mm-hmm. Typically, you want to have a limit there. So it sounds like you didn't have a stop loss, or if you're setting it. So for example, if you're on Tradeovate and you had a sell right here, and you want to have your stop loss here, you would put a buy stop right here if you had a sell. So right now we're seeing a flip, and Q just got into this zone. Dow looking like potential shakeout over here. Just gonna leave that there for y'all to consider. Metals are slowly kind of chopping up. Guess we'll wait and see, folks. All right, awesome. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed. If you're not, you have the notifications on so that you get the next video that's gonna drop here in, I think, 15 to 30 minutes. And then congratulations, Leia, for your funded account. I'll send that to you. And yeah, guys, thanks for being here all week. Let's keep trading well. Be disciplined. I know some of you may have had trades that you couldn't take because of what was going on today. Don't let that lure you into bad setups. Don't let that lure you into having to trade today. Just trade your game like it's gonna be good. You'll be good. So don't even trip. But much love, y'all. Enjoy your Friday. Make sure you're looking at what you did this week, what you could have done better, what you're gonna do so next week is better. And I'll see you guys on Monday for our stream and for the webinar. All right, take care, y'all. Peace out.